Okay, we've got another 5-0 league here. We have the Wildfire Midrange. Yeah, you may have seen this uh, deck kind of floating around. Now this is actually kind of a previous version. This has been updated, but this is kind of like one of the earlier attempts at trying to utilize Cleansing Wildfire to its full potential. So, I mean, the idea here is pretty simple. And by the way, there's no real reason for Needleverge Pathway. I mean, could cast some white cards with Ragavan, but it's kind of just I don't know. To be honest, I don't know why this is here. Yeah, maybe I was like seeing a lot of hammer time or something, and I wanted 2 white sources, but didn't want to like go too heavy on the Sunbakes or something. To cast like the white cards they do reveal. But anyway, either way, yeah, the concept is pretty simple. This is actually before I started main decking Cleansing Wildfire. I think main decking Cleansing Wildfire is the way to go if you're going to be playing it, because it's just kind of more versatile, and a lot of decks don't even play that many basics, so you can run them out of lands pretty quickly. But yeah, so we've got Den of the Bugbear, obviously, pretty. Oops, excuse me. Sorry, I've got my guest commenter Sunshine here. She's trying to eat the microphone, but yeah, I think she's maybe she'll have to go back in her cage. But anyway, so yeah, anyway, yeah, what more is there to say? I mean, Field of Ruin is obviously a key component. Mountains, obviously, need to cast red spells. Yeah, Sunbaked Canyon, just for a little extra redraw. In retrospect, I don't think that's really necessary, but at the time I wasn't. This was probably one of my earlier builds when I wasn't playing Hammer. When I started like ditching Hammer, and I just got a little bit worried about Mana Flood. Turns out the deck actually is surprisingly resilient to Mana Flood, even without Hammer. But yeah. Anyway, and we got Relic, Lightning Bolt. I mean, Relic, of course, still a lot of Graveyard hate running around, and I mean Graveyard shenanigans running around. And yes, this is still we still have this is still technically during the Lurrus era. I think this was towards the end of that, but I mean we already started seeing some decks like Boros, Stoneblade with Fervent Champion and whatnot. So we did start seeing some of the newer era of decks pop up because Lurrus didn't fundamentally change the meta or anything. We already started seeing new decks pop out, but either way, I just thought it might be interesting to see another 5-0 league. I don't think I have too many more pre-Lurrus banning videos that are 5-0s, and I think I'm really going to have to be scraping the bottom of the barrel, so to speak, if I need to reach for some of my non-5-0 pre-Lurrus leagues. But either way, hope you all enjoy. Oh yeah, I still have Seal of Fire here. I think I have since kind of come to the conclusion that Spikefield Hazard is kind of better than Seal of Fire. Seal of Fire definitely has its advantages, and I definitely think this is a little bit more of a concession to the Lurrus era, because Lurrus is so omnipresent. Seal of Fire is very good because, number one, it just sits around being able to deal with Ragavan, even when you tap out. And number two, unlike Spikefield Hazard, it can actually kill Lurrus when it comes down. But with Lurrus not in the format anymore, I don't think Seal of Fire is as necessary. Obviously, Spikefield Hazard, you still have to hold up 1 mana to be able to do it, but the ability to be played as a land, I think, more than makes up for that. And the fact that Lurrus isn't in the format anymore means that we no longer have all our burn spells needed mandatorily deal 2 damage. And of course, Reckless Impulse, it's kind of the best draw 2 spell for red. If you're not playing Obosh, if you are playing Obosh, probably March of Reckless Joy, or Light Up the Stage, depending on whether you're playing Big Chandra or not primarily, is kind of where they need the sorcery for Delirium, is kind of where you're at. But in this type of deck where we're not always dealing damage to face like in Burn, Reckless Impulse is just nice, because there's going to be a lot of situations where we're not going to have a Spectacle. I would say, unlike Burn, we probably on most turns won't be having Spectacle. Unlike Burn, we kind of tend to, like a lot of mid-range decks, deal a lot of our damage in big clumps you know, towards like when we start taking over the game. But anyway, in Blood Moon, of course, you know, I win the card button. I think I've since gravitated towards putting these in the sideboard, in the, you know, Cleansing Wildfire versions, because obviously it kind of clashes with the whole idea of Field of Ruin plus Cleansing Wildfire. Plus, in later versions, I play Ghost Quarter too, because it really runs them out of basics. You know, and of course, if it turns off your Field of Ruins and Ghost Quarters, then it kind of disenergizes with that angle. That being said, one thing I do like about combining Blood Moon with Field of Ruin type effects is that sometimes, you know, Blood Moon incentivizes them. Like, say, for example, they're playing a black deck with discard, or they're playing blue deck with Force Negation, or just counterspell, whatever, and they either counter a Blood Moon or they discard it. They are probably going to be frantically searching all their basics out in anticipation of you drawing another Blood Moon. And I have had some situations where that meant that all my Field of Ruins were basically just like super strip mines, and just, or for non-basics at least, and just killed their lands, and yeah, and just netted me an extra land, which is pretty insane. We might even see some of that. It's been a while since I've recorded these games. This is one where I kind of left the post-league commentary um, and the deck tech to do later. I think I kind of forgot about it, to be honest, because I think if I would have remembered that I just had to add some commentary to the deck tech and post-league, I may not have had to go as long without uploading another video. But either way, it is what it is. If I'm uploading this, it probably means that I'm falling a little bit behind in recording new content, or commentary for new content, because I do have some, you know, I do have some leagues recorded without commentary. Ideally, I want to dub them. But yeah, anyway, and then we've got Bonecrusher, you know, staple. The more and more I think about it, the more and more I just absolutely love Bonecrusher, because, you know, I mean, yeah, 2 damage for 2 mana is a little bit overcosted. You know, yeah, 3 mana for a 4/3 is a little like below the curve nowadays, which is hard to imagine, because back in the day, like without even the stomp part of Bonecrusher Giant, just this base rate for 3 mana for a 4/3, and then it deals 2 damage if they target it. I mean, this for sure, like back in Invasion Block or so when I started, this for sure would have been. This would have been. They didn't have mythic rares back then, but this would have been like essentially mythic rare. It's just um, this would have been this card would have costed, like, no kidding, like probably over $50. And the only reason it wouldn't have costed like 100 or something, because I don't think almost any card other than like you know, the Power 9 or whatever costed over 100 back then. At least I don't remember many. I think Undermine was like, I remember Undermine was, I think, really expensive. I can't remember exactly what it costed. I don't think that was like $50, but I remember that might have been as much as like $25, which was like kind of unthinkable back then. But we actually loved the game so much that it's kind of like a badge of honor that we actually got a playset. But something tells me it was less than 25, because I remember shelling out $100 for them. Either way, it's neither here nor there. Bonecrusher Giant. See, even though both app parts are a little bit under the curve by today's standards, you know, aside from the damage prevention, which actually can't be overlooked, it always is nice when you have some guard against pro red mainly, and to a lesser extent some shenanigans like deflecting palm. But either way, it's really just that 2 mana, like 2 damage will deal with most of a lot of will deal with a good chunk of the early threats that you have to deal with, including Stoneforge Mystic. You know, DRC in the early turns before it goes Delirium, Dragon Rage. I mean, Ragavan. I mean, heck, there's probably more I'm not thinking of. Sometimes you can even nab a Tarmogoyf because they'll drop it as a 1/2 or something, and it doesn't put a card in the graveyard. So, but most of the time, yeah, you know, sometimes you see Bob here and there. Oh yeah, Dothy Voidwalker. You don't see that too much, but it is out and about. Anyway, so like, but the fact that it's also a creature is just very huge. So I would highly recommend playing Bonecrusher if you're playing a red mid-range deck. I've just absolutely loved it. The fact that it's both a creature and a burn spell is just really huge, because I mean it's card advantage, but in my opinion, it's card advantage in the best possible way that these red mid-range decks want, because we need to be able to control their early, particularly value creatures from spiraling out of control. But we also need to start applying pressure ourselves. And Bonecrusher Giant, it's just a 2-for-1 that actually just literally embodies kind of what we're trying to do in a mid-range strategy. And I think anybody who's played against like, you know, Rhinos and some other Cascade type decks that can't play anything under 3 because because of the Cascade mechanic and Violent Outburst and Shardless Agent and whatnot, probably has experienced a Bonecrusher Giant delivering some pretty nice value for the opponent. And you know, I really feel like this card is kind of undervalued even outside of those kind of shells, because honestly, I think that the thinking is that Bonecrusher Giant doesn't quite meet the muster unless you are either playing Obosh because it can't play 2-drops, or because you're playing you know, Cascade or something. But I think that's just wrong. I think Bonecrusher Giant is just an insanely good mid-range card in its own right. And yeah, I'd recommend playing it. I think it's better than DRC, to be honest. And that's kind of what I ended up, like, I did have like I was trying to squeeze DRC in for a while in a lot of these different types of versions. But I did just ultimately come to the conclusion that Bonecrusher Giant's just a lot better. Yeah, it costs 3 mana instead of 1. But, you know, you can't discount for one thing the fact that it will always nick for 2, basically, for the most part, before it goes to the graveyard. So even though you had to pay 2 more mana, you know, it doesn't just get killed and nothing happens. You always at least get something out of it. That's in addition to the possible 2 damage, which, you know, that pumps the total amount of mana you invest into for 5. But, you know, being able to reduce their life total by 4 before this thing bites the dust at the worst, you know, it delivers a lot more guaranteed value than Dragon Rage Channeler, but it also is just more flexible because, you know, Dragon Rage Channeler, sure, it can help you dig to stuff if it lives, which a lot of times it won't. But it's not an actual burn spell if you actually need a burn spell in the moment, and Bonecrusher Giant is. And, you know, I don't know what else to say. Plus, also, it's not very graveyard demanding, so that means we can play Relic of Progenitus, which is mostly just better than Lantern of Insight. I mean, Lantern of Soul Guide Lantern, you know, because it can deal with Tarmogoyfs and it can kill all the graveyards while drawing a card, rather than having to choose between drawing a card and killing a graveyard, which is relevant for Murktide because a lot of times you don't really want to sack Lantern just to get rid of the graveyard without drawing a card, because sure, you delay their Murktide, but you have to go card disadvantage to do that. But anyway, Seasoned Pyromancer, I mean, enough said for playing a mono red mid-range deck. This is more non-negotiable than Ragavan, in my opinion. It's just too much insane value. It keeps the cards flowing. It's single-handedly, I think even more so than Blood Moon, Seasoned Pyromancer single-handedly gives us a decent to very favorable matchup against control, depending on the variant. Just largely because without this, we just really would be kind of starving for threats. But the fact that this spews out 3 bodies when you cast it most of the time, if you got enough non-lands to pitch, and most of the time you should be pitching most non-lands, just because those tokens really put the pressure on the control deck. But yeah, it spews out like, you know, usually 3 bodies when it gets cast, and some guest commentary by Sunshine. Excuse me. Yeah, she's a loud girl, so excuse me. She's not right next to the microphone anymore, but either way, yeah, that's just how loud her chirping is. But yeah, excuse me. And yeah, so but also the flashback, just even if it's countered, you get value. Also, I feel like if you're not playing Obosh, more and more I'm kind of the mind that Chandra Torch of Defiance is really where you want to be, because like I think I've said in one of my videos, it's kind of like a super Flame Tongue Kavu. It comes down, it deals 4 damage, which will kill most of the creatures you need to kill with, including, you know, Yawgmoth, which is becoming more and more of a threat these days. And then instead of leaving behind a 4/2 Kavu, you know, without any other abilities, just a vanilla 4/2 Kavu, instead it leaves behind a pretty nasty Planeswalker with 3 other very relevant abilities, 2 of which it can use even at 1 loyalty if it can survive 1 turn, which is enhanced by the fact that you just hit a creature for 4. I mean, there are definitely circumstances where Chandra is better than Jace, because Jace comes down and bounces a creature, and also has to lose loyalty for doing so. Yes, it goes down to 2 instead of 1, but let's be honest, that's almost the same thing. Most burn spells that could kill Chandra would kill Jace too. And there will be some situations with attackers that you could defend with 2 loyalty that you count with 1, but for the most part, they're roughly equally vulnerable to counter swings and to burn spells once they downtick. And yeah, just Jace, when you have to drop in a downtick, it's just nowhere near as good. It doesn't just outright deal with the creature, whereas Chandra does. Now, of course, you know, Jace's draw 3, you know, put 2 cards on top is probably overall more powerful than Chandra's, you know, card advantage ability. But it is worth noting that that unlike Jace, Chandra actually gains loyalty while using her card advantage ability. And yes, it won't always gain card advantage, but in the right kind of circumstances, it's usually either putting a land to the bottom, or exiling a land, so getting you closer to your spells, or it's casting you spells. So there are going to be situations where it might as well feel like gaining card advantage. And I don't know what else to say. Just yeah, and actually, one also really cool thing unlike Jace too, is that you could drop Chandra and immediately uptick for 2 red mana and kind of make it effectively cost 2 mana. You know, play like 2 Seal of Fires or something if you're playing those, or play Reckless Impulse or Dash a Ragavan, or play Stomp. I mean, whatever it is. Yeah, it just and plus it goes to 5 loyalty, like, because that's the thing. Like Jace has to drop, and either like you either have to plus, and you don't know if they're going to be able to deal with it next turn, and you might lose Jace without even being able to get card advantage out of it, or you have to plus 0 to gain card advantage, but then it's at 3 loyalty, which is still within bolt range. But Chandra kind of can either immediately come down, tick up with either one of its abilities, either recoup 2 of that mana to start doing other stuff. It's at 5 loyalty, which is a lot of loyalty for them to deal with. Or it comes down and hits a creature, and then it's like almost a guaranteed 2 for 1, because even if they deal with it, it still took down one of their creatures. So I don't know what else to say. Just Chandra I think is extremely underrated. Planeswalker, I don't think it sees a lot of play because in black, I will concede Liliana the Veil is probably a usually better pick, mainly because it costs 3 mana. If big Chandra costs 3 mana, forget about it. Little Chandra is hampered by the fact that it doesn't deal with creatures, whereas Liliana does. So I do have a soft spot for Little Chandra, but the inability to hit creatures is kind of huge. But Chandra, Torch of Defiance, if this costs 3 mana like Liliana, get out of here. This card would be ubiquitous in my opinion. And I think the only reason you see Jace over it in blue decks, I mean, aside from the possibility that they might be forgetting about it, but I don't think so. I would think Jace is better, largely for 2 reasons. One thing, it can be pitched to Force Negation. A lot of control decks don't really play that anymore, but when they do, obviously being able to pitch to Force Negation or Subtlety is a pretty big game. But more importantly, control decks can't really utilize the +1 exile off the top ability for Chandra, because if you exile like a counterspell, then you know it's like the worst of all worlds. A lot of times you wanted to be drawing those, and either way, it's not card advantage. You know, like if you're playing a more proactive deck, you're basically always getting a card advantage off of Chandra because you don't care that you have to play it right now. But counter magic by definition is useless unless you wait for the right time. So I think because of the presence of counter magic and certain targeted removal spells that that are not burn-in related, because like if we reveal a lightning bolt off the top, we can cast it, or we can just use the 2 damage. We do want the 2 damage, but like if you reveal like a Path to Exile or I'm trying to think of something else to play nowadays, or like a Fatal Push or whatever it may be, or even Lightning Bolt in like a red-based control deck, that at the end of the day, a lot of times they're not really looking to deal damage to face until like they're really closing out. So I think, yeah, Chandra's +1 card advantage ability, it doesn't actually get card advantage as much in control decks. And for that reason, because there aren't a lot of mid-range decks floating around that don't also have black, and because a lot of control decks that otherwise would be interested in Chandra just kind of can't, because the card advantage engine, which is kind of the most important part for a control deck, just is not really guaranteed enough card advantage. Jace definitely is guaranteed card advantage, and you don't have to just use it right now. So for that reason, Jace definitely, I think, makes more sense in blue-based decks that are playing counter magic or are more control focused in general. The funny thing is, well, yeah, maybe so. But the funny thing is, my mono blue mid range I've been working on. There could be something to be said about Chandra, because that's a much more kind of aggressive take than a usual control deck, and the +2 would be valuable. Although admittedly, it still plays counter magic, it would still suck to remove them. But either way, let's get to the rest. Fury is just absolutely nuts. And honestly, like every time I get asked about like, can we play this or that 5-drop like Glorybringer or whatever, don't get me wrong. I mean, there could be a place for a card like Glorybringer maybe, but man, it's just like Fury just, in my opinion, compares so favorably, because it's 5 mana, but it also is it's also 0 mana. And sometimes it's even better than Glorybringer, like when it comes down for 5, because it can kill a bunch of stuff all at once. And it doesn't have to exert to do so. But mostly it's just the flexibility. Like, it may not necessarily be the best 5-drop red has ever gotten as a 5-drop, but the fact that you can also play it for free is just absolutely non-negotiable. And and I also think cards like Chandra, Torch Defiance, for example, I think compare favorably, both because they're cheaper, and because I just think like having a Planeswalker with all these Swiss Army knife abilities is kind of better than having a 4/4 flying Glorybringer. But I don't know. I think it is worth noting, actually, you do see Chandra Torch Defiance a lot in the in like the Gruul mid-range decks, and for good reason, because it is a very good card. The only time you don't see it, I think, is usually when they're focusing more on Karn. Personally, I think Chandra is good enough that you may not necessarily have to warp your sideboard to play Karn, because Chandra will win the game just like Karn if it goes uninterrupted. But I guess Karn, though, can sometimes win the game just by fetching some critical thing like Wormcoil Engine that the opponent can't deal with. It's one annoying thing about Karn. But anyway, Shatterskull Smashing. It's one reason to not play a companion. Obviously, it conflicts with Giganta because it's 2 red. We got a lot of other 2 red cards, but it conflicts with Obosh because it technically is an even costed card. X counts as 0 for Obosh purposes. So yeah, Shatterskull Smashing. It's just there's only one matchup where I find that the downside is a real big deal, and that's burn. But against most other matchups, like if you really need the mana right now, you can afford to take the 3, and it's usually well worth what you get in return, which is later in the game. It can just really knock out potentially 2 large things, and we will get to 12 mana. Well, I shouldn't say 12 mana. 8 mana. We will get to 8 and more mana easily. We know that because remember when we were playing Hammer, it was very common for us to pay the 5 upkeep, return it to our hand, and then pay 3 to play at the same turn. That happened a lot, and it still will happen. It has happened. It will continue to happen. Shatterskull Smashing will get to 8 mana, and we will be able to knock down potentially, like for example, a Murktide Regent and like a Jace. I don't know if that's ever happened, but like you could definitely see, like for example, they played Jace, they just +0, draw 3 cards, put 2 on top. Next turn they drop Murktide. Maybe they hold 2 blue mana up or something. Maybe at end of turn you try to lightning bolt the Jace or something, and they counter. In retrospect, if that's the case, they're going to feel crunchy the following turn for countering. But I'm just trying to set up a realistic scenario, because let's be honest, most of the time you're going to lose if they're in a situation where they untapped with Jace, let alone where they drop a Murktide next turn. But a situation like this could happen. It's emblematic of the type of comebacks that Shatterskull can gain. And by the way, just being able to just deal with Jace, even without dealing with anything else from a land, is already good enough in my book. It's already well past good enough. But the fact that, for example, in that scenario where they drop Murktide, they just countered your end of turn Lightning Bolt on Jace, and they got an 8/8 Murktide and a 3 loyalty Jace. Oh boy, let me tell you, you can go 8 mana, and then you can divide the Shatterskull up, so you can go 8 Murktide and then 4 Jace, and that's not going to be a fun time for them. And that's the kind of blowouts that like Shatterskull Smashing brings to the table, and it's in a frickin' land. So I don't know what else to say. Just really good. A Braid. I like a Braid generally in these type of mid-range decks because it's just really it's more creature removal, and it's obviously artifact hate. Although I'm kind of torn sometimes. I go back to Pillage because being able to actually hit basics can be pretty good, and it also complements to some extent the land destruction strategy. So yeah, but I don't know. Either way, a Braid is a nice option we have that we technically don't when we play Obosh, or we're heavily incentivized, let's put it that way, to play Pillage, because as great as a Braid is, it's very often not going to be worth losing Obosh for. Whereas Pillage oftentimes can even be better than a Braid depending on the matchup, and also doesn't conflict with Obosh. But here we have the option to play a Braid, so we're doing so. Kozilek's Return. Sometimes we just need to be able to clear a bunch of creatures all at once, particularly pro-red ones. Ratchet Bomb to some extent has that same ability, but it's also more flexible at the cost of being slower. But this is our out to artifacts and enchantments and a lot of stuff, and I wouldn't leave home without it in a companionless red midrange deck, because we need, number one, we need it out to Hammer Time, and we don't have Blaststone in this particular list. And putting this on 1 could deal with a good chunk of what the Hammer Time deck is trying to do. 2, it also helps with more pro-red, and 3, it deals with tokens, including the Urza Saga tokens and other things. So I would highly recommend Ratchet Bomb. And with that, let's get to the games, and yeah, and I hope you all enjoy, and hopefully this will be a learning lesson also to kind of like how I go about testing these kind of decks. So all right, take care everybody. Okie dokie. Let's go to the first match. We gotta obviously mulligan it. Alright, well this is better. Yeah, let's keep. Okay. I think we can do this without Fury. Seal Fire is just so portable, so nice. What can I say, right? What can I say? Okay, let's see here. Alrighty. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess that is what it is, right? Okay, well, I still don't think that's gonna say play another Mistress Bauble. Okay. Okay. Alright, well, I'm gonna stomp. Let's see here. Okay, good. La 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 la. Alrighty. Okay, so they're leaving themselves vulnerable to Blood Moon. I like. Okay, well, at least I got the Seasoned Pyromancer coming, which is always nice. Ooh. Well, I think it's still worth discarding both of these. Alright, and if they attack, I have a Dashing Raga as an option. Okay, well, they can obviously go after a token. Or not. Okay, well, I guess that was inevitable. I'm just going to play this out. Alrighty. It's probably Saga-Van. Oh, well, we got the Field of Ruin, so at least that. But Blood Moon would obviously be best. If I attack with all, it could be a pretty decent option here. That's a good one. That is very much a good one. I think I'm going to just play the Ragavan out, and I'll explain why. Because if they downtick, I can just kill the Wren with the Seal of Fire. So I think it's fine to play it out. And if they don't, I got a pretty big attack next turn. So that also shuts off the Lurrus, most likely, which is a good thing. Yep, that's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I mean, I could play the Relic. Yeah. Let's do this just now, shall we? Though it's just the most mana efficient as well. You know, I'll definitely block. It's fine. Holding control. Bam. Alright, let's see. Hey, yes, this opens me up to an Inquisition of Kozilek, but it should be okay. Alrighty. Da da da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Okay, this is pretty good. I think I'm gonna attack with both the Bonecrushers, because I can't afford for them to like chump this, take the rest, and then like somehow get out of this. And if they deal with this with the Seasoned, I can just get the tokens. Okay. So I've got land, enchantment, land. Okay. Alrighty. Works for me. Seasoned Pyromancer is the perfect blocker here. Alrighty. Yeah, that's a case where main deck Blood Moon. I was trying the Cleansing Wildfires main, but Blood Moon is just way too powerful, I think, to pass up as a main deck option. We definitely do not need Ragavan, it just insta-dies here. They're probably not going to catch on, and they're going to still use it. I don't think they have too many basics, so Cleansing Wildfire could be quite good here. Ratchet Bomb could also be quite good. Just trying to think. Yeah, I don't think I need Fury. I think Fury is a little bit overrated. I think Ratchet Bomb is probably just better overall. Yeah, famous last words, but I like the way Chandra also deals 4 damage, but it also leaves behind a Planeswalker. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Alrighty. Let's keep. Maybe I shouldn't have kept, actually, because if they play Ragavan, I shouldn't have kept, yeah. They should not keep Ragavan in their deck, but obviously, if we keep a bad hand like this, maybe this is not too bad. As long as I don't discard my stomp, I think we're going to be okay. It works for me. Come on, don't play a discard spell. Dang it, man. Well, I mean, I guess better than nothing, I guess. Take two more hits with Ragavan. At least maybe if this kind of whittles the top card of my library down here. Okay, you can play that if you want, although I could use that, but that's what it is. If we get a basic forest, I wonder if Field of Ruin is live for all their non-basics. Let's see, that's what they're thinking. Alrighty. Okay. Okay, I absolutely need this. Should I play Relic first? Relic can be good, actually, because I can crack the Relic in response, crack the Ratchet Bomb. Yeah, these aren't very good, you know, options here. Alrighty. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to just discard whatever. Yeah, alright. Let's see. They have 2 removal spells. I guess 1 removal spell could be run at 6. But at least that forces them to down tick. Ready. Ah, so annoying. Let's see here. And once again, as long as they push the lands out of the way. Yeah, it's not. It could be a lot worse. Could be a lot worse. So just trying to think here. I could Shatterskull the Ragavan, but they could just bring it back. So I'll probably just do this. Yeah, let's see. I guess I'll just do this. Why not? Everything else is pretty redundant. So if I kill Ragavan, they could bring it back with Lurrus, but then my Shatterskull does have the ability to kill both Lurrus and the Ragavan, so there is that. Alright. It's fine. Okay. Alright, well at least I can hit both. And if I have 1 more land, I can ding the Ren and 6 too. Okay. Oh, that's a clever trick. I think what I'm gonna do, I could Shatterskull the Boros and the Ren. Yeah, I think I kind of have to do that, don't I? And I have to hope once again that they just get a land out of the way. Let's see here. Yep, they put a land out of the way, so it could be better, it could be worse. What can I say? Alright, well, got the CZ Pyro. Got my CZ Pyro game going. Torpor Orb. I guess kind of late, to be honest. Yeah, so the problem here is I'm going to need to draw a burn spell because I'm not gonna try to be clever. I'm gonna try to definitely block this. It's not like they got trample or anything. I'm gonna down tick. Seems a little weird. Got some more pyros in the graveyard. Just I'm whittling the Ren 6 down. To say, show the spear. You know, this is not bad. This is not bad. I would love for more, but I can't get too frisky, I think. Yeah, because this way, I should probably go after them, but like, I don't know. The problem is if I go after them, then the Ren just ticks down. Right under fetchable lands. Okay. Let's see here. Probably just, yeah, that makes sense. Endless Ragavan, but boy, it gets a land out of the way once again. Let's see. Okay. That's a pretty good one. Oh, at least a Torpor Orb makes that significantly less good. Could try to go after Ren. I'm just not so sure how useful that really is. What on earth is this? Right. Okay. Alright, that's fine. At least I won't be able to do too much with a dashing Raga. It's fine. Okay, well, actually, that's kind of cool. Taking so much damage. Okay. Okay. Ragavan. Alrighty. If I can somehow kill that, I can get the tokens. Okay. Is there any advantage to killing tokens? I don't think so. Okay, this man, this could be good, but it's frickin' late. It's freaking unbelievably late. But I guess better late than never. Man, I'm gonna freaking die to just regular beats here. Well, that was a lot of digging for that card. So maybe Fury is better than Chandra, you know? I don't know, because there are situations like that, I can imagine. Yeah. It's possible Cleansing Wildfire is it's not where I want to be either. But I think Fury's probably just at least marginally better. Yeah, we'll keep. And I think here I have to play the Shatterskull because I just can't deal with the possibility here that they take it. I'm surprised they're leaving all their discard in and they're leaving Ragavan in. Seems pretty bad, but you know. Alright, I guess I'll hold up Stomp. The reason being is that Reckless Impulse, I just both won't have Raga Insurance, and if I draw 2 lands, I won't be able to play both of them. So let's see. Random 6 is kind of cool, but how badly do I want to actually... I don't think I want to mess with it that badly. Yeah, see what? That's exactly why I wanted to hold it up. So I got the relic activation. Alright, that's fine. Field of Runes, gonna be a good option to have here. They can uptick, that's fine. I'm gonna lightning bolt it. Okay. That's fine. This is definitely a matchup where that's good. Alright, so I'm obviously going to play this for Raga Insurance, and again, because if I draw 2 lands, hopefully I don't draw 2 lands, but if I do draw 2 lands, at least you get full value. Hopefully I don't have another Ren 6, those things are freaking annoying. They have another freaking Ren 6. I got just a pretty good opportunity to just do this here, so why not, I guess. So I might as well do this here. Since I have both Seasoned Pyromancers, I think I have to just do this. Which is unfortunate because I do like the relic, but I forgot about Toporovzi. I should have played this one. That would have been a great card to finagle with the relic, but hey, what can you do, right? Should have played this last turn. I don't know, but maybe not. Maybe I should have just played the Seasoned Pyromancer. There's 2 damage, destroy target artifact. Well, that's a pretty easy choice of Rooney right there. Man, like, I don't know though. So it's very tempo negative for them right there. Okay. Got Croxa in the house. Probably just do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. That's probably good enough, I think. The player discards a card. Yeah, I'd rather not. Well, I think I got the Fielder Rune. No more red and 6s. Okay, good. Well, not great, but still could be worse. Okay. Could be worse. One, two, three, four, five. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I have to do this. And then I can basically hit them with the Bugbear. Alrighty. Yeah, because you just can't turn down the opportunity to smack with the Bugbear, get a token. It's just really good value. So they could play Luris, bring back Ren, get there's a Saga, but they would have to tap out again, and then I think they just lose to the Bugbear at that point. Let's see. You got it, pal. You got it. You want it. You got it. Okay, well, that's definitely taken a little bit more of a conservative approach, and I wholeheartedly approve. Okay, let's see here. Let's get the old Stomperoo. Question is, should I play Seal of Fire or should I play... I'm going to play Seal of Fire. Hear me out. This makes it so that if they target my Bonecrusher next turn, they just die. This plays around a... what's it called? This plays around a... Inquisition of Kozilek, which I do very much like, to play around that. So, yeah. Oh, I got my Seal of Fire loaded up. Yeah, that ain't fooling me, pal. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, yeah. It feels like doing the Ragavan whenever you do that. It's pretty good stuff. Nice. I got a feeling they got a ton of lands in their hand from Ren and Sixing. I guess we'll see. If I can connect, I think I'm in pretty good shape. Okay. I'll try to go after the forest. Can't miss the forest for the trees, if you know what I mean, right? It's not bad. I'm going to wait until I can hit the Torpor Orb, I think. I might not blow the Sunbaked just yet. Okay. Ready. Oh, they just gave up. Okay. Okay, match 2. Let's see what we can do. Well, you know, I don't know. I got a Seasoned Pyromancer. I'm on the play. I've probably kept worse hands before. Oh man, Tron, you gotta be kidding me. I hate Tron. This Wildfire should be okay. I'm gonna need to rip like Blood Moon like right now though, and then hope they don't have Oblivion Stone because it's like my only hope. I don't have Ragavan either. Shit, okay. It's Blood Moon or bust, I think. Okay, they must have natural Tron, otherwise I don't know why they would not just hit the. I guess I got Field of Ruin. I don't know. Alright. Obviously, I mean, you'd think they'd go for Relic, but anyway. So I have one more turn to rip a Blood Moon, or I guess another Field of Ruin. They had natural Tron, of course. Of course. Not like this useless hunger. Come on. Another Field of Ruin or Blood Moon. Maybe they can't play Ulamog right away. I don't know. I'm trying to look on the bright side. That's not too bad, actually. I can use that to activate Bugbear. I guess I can't, now that I think about it. No, you gotta be kidding me. Okay. I guess that is what it is. Of course they drew another land for Ulamog. Wonder. I wonder. Alright, very annoying. Shatterskull. Alrighty, Sylvan Scrying. Okay. Well, that's about time, but it's probably too little too late. Cleansing Wildfire. Honestly, Relic probably is not necessary. Fury is okay, but also probably not necessary, although it can help close out a game. I can't forget. But a braid on their they call it Oblivion Stone is probably where it's at. Excuse me, man. I'm gonna risk it. This Ragavan is just such a good card at accelerating. I don't have like Dismember or something, so then I can play Seasoned Pyromancer, increase the clock, and maybe draw into either a Blood Moon or a Cleansing Wildfire or a Field of Ruin. We shall see. And okay, well that's a good start. Got a feeling they got Dismember, but hey, beggars can't be choosers, right? Of course. Alright, that's fine. I probably won't play Seal of Fire because I'm probably going to want to ditch it with Seasoned Pyromancer. And I am probably going to play Seasoned Pyromancer before Blood Moon because I need a clock. That is the single most important thing you need against Tron. It's not like even more important than hating on their Tron lands is just having a fast clock. Because at the end of the day, if you have a faster clock than them, you will beat them. Like even if you don't actually mess with their Tron lands, well, that can be useful later on. In fact, that could be so useful that I think I'm just gonna discard the Blood Moon and the Seal of Fire. I just don't think the Blood Moon is gonna end up being so useful anymore. Okay. 90. Okay. I think I have to do Seasoned Pyromancer again. And I have to go this and this. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think next turn I can play Field of Ruin into Cleansing Wildfire into Ragavan. Yeah, it's just pretty sweet. Let's see. Okay, so they have that. That means I'm gonna go Cleansing Wildfire. I guess I could have just won with this, but anyway. Alrighty, come on. Cool. Green, Tron. 1/1. I guess I'll leave it at this once again. A Braid is such a tricky card, but I think I gotta take a risk here. I do have turn 2 Blood Moon. It's a possibility. If not, I probably have turn 2 Cleansing Wildfire as a backup, and that. But if they have Dismember into Natural Tron, I'm screwed. So there is that. Come on. And Ragavan just helped so much against the Tron matchup. Okay. Okay. I'm thinking maybe I should Cleansing Wildfire. So the problem with Blood Moon is that they could just easily kill it. I don't know though. There's something to be said maybe about Blood Moon. Maybe they don't have the green necessary. Seems unlikely, but it would seem to make sense to play Blood Moon first. In worst case scenario, they play a Mana Rock, and they only have 5 mana left over after that. Or worst case scenario, they play Force of Vigor. Okay, good. So yeah, that doesn't overwrite Blood Moon. So I'll probably do Chandra into Cleansing Wildfire. Although the problem here is I don't want to give them the ability to deal with the Blood Moon, if you know what I mean. Yeah, this could be not. Okay, good. Let's see here. All right. Now I think I play Chandra and Cleansing Wildfire. Or maybe I play another Blood Moon. Because maybe I don't want them to get another Tron land. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I play this, and I play another Blood Moon. Alrighty. And I could play this. Maybe I should. It's a lot of Blood Moons. Okay. Coil Engine. Just kind of an issue. Yes. That can come in handy. Okay. Yeah, I can actually kill all of it. Okay, good, good, good. Good, 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 good. Okay, I'm sensing a walking ballista. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I think we just do this and then we win. Alrighty. Alright, cool stuff. Nice. Okay, match 1. Or match 2, I mean. We're on the play. We get to play Raggy Taggy. Oh, let's see. They get a basic of their choice. Red. Ribbon Champion. I could probably Lightning Bolt that, or better yet, Stomp. Ready. Yay. Connecting with Ragavan, obviously always a very, very big proposition. Ready. Ta-da. Maybe Blood Moon is not my jazz. I guess I'll do this. Alright. Discard both the Blood Moons. Alright. Let's see. Alright, Fury. Guess they just drew that, otherwise you'd think they would have done that earlier. Unless they have a 0 cost card, I don't think they can necessarily do too much. Let's do this anyway. see. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. I think I can tap out to play Chandra. Famous last words. Yeah, I was a little bit worried about Cathar Commando, but thankfully that's not super common anymore. Okay. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Can't have that. Okay. Ready. Let's see. So, I think I'm okay to play this, because I do have a Chandra ultimate next turn, and then I can play both of these, and Bonecrusher is a blocker, so we'll see. Oh, that's not good. Okay. But I'm still potentially dealing a lot of damage here. Oh yeah. Yay, yay, yay. Yay, yeah. A braid is super sweet here. I don't think I need Blood Moon. I don't think I need Relic either. I think they're almost certainly gonna play Pro Red. So we definitely want Ratchet Bomb. Do we also want K-Return? The answer is probably what to take out for it. I guess Chandra. Chandra was obviously a house that game, but we could probably live without it. And the ability to deal with Pro Red in games 2 and 3 is super relevant. I mean, I'm not super thrilled about this, but I'll keep. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Alright, let's offer Z trade, shall we? That's fine. Alright. Ready. Okay. Let's see. Could use an abrade about now. Hopefully they don't have another one. That would suck. Alright, I need an abrade. Okay. Okay, well, Ragavan is not bad. Maybe I can spike a prismatic ending. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. If I draw a braid, I can use Fury on both of those. Okay, I guess not. Okay. That is a start, but I don't know. I can use damage prevention to get through Forge Tender, even if they do that. So maybe I will. Let's see here. That's fine, I think. Although I may need actually the Ratchet Bomb, so I should have played the Ratchet Bomb first, and then I think about it. Well, there's an abrade. Is it a little too late? We shall see, I guess. Okay. Need to draw a land so I can. I guess, man, that kind of works, but kind of not. Kind of works, but kind of not. Couldn't draw my braid in time. I think I got the tools here. I got a lot of pro-red hate here. Damn it, man. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's see. Prismatic Ending. A Fervent Champion. It's fine. I had to use a Solitude on that. Okay, well, that's better than Stoneforge Mystic, in my opinion. Probably just play Seasoned Pyromancer. I don't know. This could be a mistake, but I just want to discard too many. Okay. Force Chandra. Got a lot of pro-red hate. Kind of frustrating here. I mean, what's the difference between Fury in the Graveyard and Lightning Bolt, right? I should not have gotten rid of a braid. Okay. Okay. I want to draw either my Kozilek's Return or Rocket Bomb. Yeah. I have some answers here. Okay, could make for a good Fury. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. Ratchet Bomb would be pretty sweet, although having to play out Seal Fire there definitely made it a little less sweet, but being able to, I guess, 3 for 3. Being able to 3 for 3. No, I'm gonna block with Ragavan. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is probably just the way to go. And if they get rid of Forge Tender, I think that's worth it to me. Okay. Okay, maybe I can start getting in a little bit. Need another braid at some point. Maybe I want to do this here. I'm worried about Batterskull. Okay, the braid definitely helps that concern about Batterskull. Okay, well, that can only basically take out Fury. Should I use a braid on Fury? Well, I guess this is where its flexibility could come in handy. Okay. Not bad. I guess as it turns out, I could have held on to the braid, but, you know, I didn't know, so we'll see. And ratcheting this up to 1 definitely has its advantages too. Okay, well that's, at least that gives me something to do with the braid. Okay. Let's see if they protect it. I would have thought they'd protect it, but hey, what do I know? Let's see. Surprised they didn't name Den of the Bugbear as their source. Okay. As long as I don't drop Batterskull. Uh-oh. It's not too bad. That is not too bad. I will, can't just attack, so I will, play the tokens in a turn. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely better than Batterskull. Okay, that should be good too. I mean, I could have tried to be clever with the K return, but I think this is just better. Yay. Okay, match 4, but I can't keep this hand. That's more keepable. I can't know for sure that this is a matchup where Fury is going to be at its best, but Lightning Bolt and Bonecrusher I think are always, yeah. are always pretty good. Yeah. Hopefully they don't have 2 more ruined crabs, because then it would be better to use Bonecrusher. But I just can't deal with them dropping a, well, there's 1 ruined crab. Okay. Alrighty. Okie dokie. Well, bye-bye Blood Moon. But at least Surgical Extraction is kind of a meh card otherwise. I probably shouldn't have removed the Blood Moon. I'm not sure what removing it really accomplishes for them. Keeping it in my graveyard helps with drawing the luck. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna do this. Hopefully that didn't help him get to Luris mana. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. I could try to play Bonecrusher, and I guess I probably should. Got an lock, that's fine. Got big Chandra coming. Okay. Alright, should I... I'll just do this. No. Alrighty. Alright, last time, I guess. Crab. Hopefully they don't have fetch land. Okay, they don't. Yeah. Yes, okay. Inquisition of Kozilek? Okay, fine. Okay. Should I uptick or should I try to go for Den of the Bugbear? I'm gonna try to go for Den of the Bugbear. Definitely hits harder. Okay. I guess that's fine. I mean, I made a token out of it. could have done that even if I cracked Relic, so. Alrighty. Tasha. Okay. Okay. Looks like I'm going to continue to try to get good value here. Okay. Okay. Pretty good stuff. We shall see. We shall see. I think that's probably GG. Big Chandra definitely puts on the pressure. Yay. Dimir. Mill. 0. Alright. So let's think about this. Ragavan is frickin' amazing. Blood Moon is frickin' amazing. Bonecrusher is amazing. Chandra can be amazing. I'm not 100% sure about Chandra, to be honest. But Cleansing Wildfire doesn't exactly do too much for me either. Okay, you know what? I like Sealfire, but we're going to go with a Braid. A Braid can also hit Mesmeric Orb if they happen to be playing that. But just the fact that it deals with a Ruined Crab cleanly is pretty important. Yeah, Ragavan definitely makes this a playable hand. Ragavan is so good. Newsflash, Ragavan is a very strong card. I know that's hard to believe, but it is. Trust me. You don't need it to win, but trust me, it is a strong card. I like this art better than the alternate art. Okay. Let's lightning bolt that. We're either gonna dash Ragavan or play Relic. Okay. Alrighty. Eight cards, not too bad, not great, but not too bad either. Yeah, that's okay. I was not expecting that. I could have obviously prevented that. This was okay. Yeah, this is pretty good, I think. Bonecrusher. Alrighty. Alrighty. Okay. Alrighty. Rather Tashi. Okay. 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 I could field a rune now, but that could just make our Blood Moon worse. So probably rather not. I don't see the point to Hedron Crab personally. Okay. Might as well, I guess. Okay. Not bad. I think we're pretty close to lethal, although if they back-to-back archive trap me, that could be bad. Yay. Okay. Okie, okie, okie. Okie, okie, okie. Keepy, keepy, keepy. Match 5e, 5e, 5e. Let's see. Let's see if Raggy Taggy can bring us to victory once again. Swampy Swamp. Okay, I have a feeling Relic of Progenitus is a very good card to have. Although I'm not sure I want to play it just now. Yeah, let's just play this out here. I mean, I could play it, but I feel like they're going to be more surprised by it if I don't play it. And unless they have Life from the Loam, and even then they'll just exile Hedron Crab, so I just don't think it's really going to do all that much. Okay. Glimpse of the Unthinkable. Okay. Alright, I need to play Relic. I could just crash in with Ragavan, but why? Why? Let's do this. Blood gas is obviously a little bit of a problem. Okay, I guess that's fine. That doesn't actually count as being cast. That's kind of an issue, isn't it? Okay. Okay, does that count as the second cast this turn? Does not. Why didn't it's fine? Oh, because I guess the Necromoeba didn't count. Yeah, I'm gonna block for better or for worse. Yeah, I need to do this. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Oh my god, that sucks. I'm gonna take a lot of damage. 5 to be precise. Oh. I kind of needed another red mana for Seasoned Pyromancer. At least I guess okay, there we go. Man, I don't think I can ditz around here. I think I just gotta play Seasoned Pyromancer. Yeah, I don't think I can ditz around. Alrighty. Come on, don't cast 2 creatures. Definitely we're doing this. It's kind of the whole idea of playing Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay, they can recast the, that's fine. Alright, well, I've got some game here. Blood Moon actually might not be half bad. So how would this work? I'd obviously have to Lightning Bolt the Vengevine. And go down to 1. That's not good. Yeah, I think I have to do this. Alrighty. Da-da, da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Alright, I guess that is what it is. Okay, Bloodghast is gonna make some problems if they have a land, which I have to imagine they do. What's the difference here? I guess the difference is this lives. That's fine. So I think I can. I have to do this. Well, let's see. I'll have to tank 2 in the air. 1, 2, 3, 4. I technically do have enough blockers on the ground. Whether it's enough or not, who knows. Okay, well, I think we want to do this. Probably this. I think I have to try to angle towards killing these things, otherwise I just don't have enough next turn. Now that's obviously, that's a given. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blockers? Okay, I must have miscalculated. They would have just outright won if they had a land. So there's that. Okay. It's taken 1 million years. I'm gonna need Fury, I think. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. Okay. Is there a way out of this? Let's see. If I I need to get Fury, but unfortunately I don't have it. I guess I have to play to Fury, it's my only out. what I can do, but I need to zap both of these guys, but then I don't have enough red cards to pitch to Fury. Well, one of these has to get tagged by Fury. So I guess I have to do 1, 1, 1, 1, and then block 2 of these, and then block 2 amalgams. I guess that's the only way. Yeah, that's the only way. Alright, let's go. Fury or bust. I have a feeling Cleansing Wildfire is gonna... I have a feeling they don't have very many basics. I don't know if Ragavan's ever gonna get through for much. But Chandra seems a little iffy. I don't know, Chandra could be good. I think Ragavan's a little too good to pass up. Probably Chandra can be cut. A Braid could be good, but yeah, Braid's probably better than Seal of Fire. So much so their stuff is 3 toughness. Yeah, I think this is pretty good. Alrighty. No Blood Moon, no Relic. Alright, well we got Blood Moon. We don't have Relic, but we got Blood Moon, so I think that's good enough for me. And we've got a Braid to potentially help out. Or I should say Cleansing Wildfire. Alrighty. Leyline of Sanctity. They probably think I'm willing to Relic. Little do they know, I'm willing to Blood Moon. And Ragavan can help me push it on turn 2. It's always nice. Okie dokie. Let's see what this is. Whatever it is, I'm sure Fury. Okay, well that was the best possible card they could have had, but I think we're still going to use Fury because we just have such a good potential for a hard lock here. A stun lock. Obviously that's a problem if they have a basic, but I'm going to hope they don't have a basic. Let's go. Come on, Blood Moon. Alrighty, let's see if this is good enough. I don't think they have. If they, assuming that we've painted the house red, so to speak, I'm not sure if they have that much ways to actually. Yay! That's good. Alright, let's run it back. Sultai, Crabvine. Okay. let's see. Well, once again, we've got turn 2 Blood Moon. May not be good enough, but let's see. Okay. Alright, well that should help connect. We shall see. Bit connect. Alright. Hopefully they don't have Dark Blast. Otherworldly Gaze. Otherworldly Gaze. That was definitely a gaze of the other world. Alright, well, a lot of things could go wrong before we even have a chance to do anything, but such is the way Modern works a lot of times. We shall see. Okay, well, hopefully they don't get a... Hopefully they don't get a Archimeeba. Even if they do, we can kind of clear the path. You're gonna get a basic swamp. Okay. I'm just gonna attack. If they want to block with the Hedron Crab, that's fine by me. I'll just use Cleansing Wildfire on the island. I've got a good alternative play anyway. Alright, well if they're gonna be like that, I'll probably just go drop the Blood Moon. I think I need to Cleansing Wildfire the swamp, I think. Hopefully they don't have any more basics. Okay. Oh, so they must have like, they must have Nature's Claim. Guess I could use the 4 life. Control state. Okay. I'm kind of thinking maybe I should Fury right now. Yeah, I just can't deal with them milling too much. So they might Otherworldly Gaze. Okay, that alone is not necessarily going to do it for them, I don't think. I'm going to go after the swamp. Pretty good, if I do say so myself. Go after the island. This was exactly the concept behind Cleansing Wildfire. And now Field of Ruin would be basically the final nail in the coffin, at least that's the hope. Or just Blood Moon. Let's see. Cleansing Wildfire can be so good in the right matchups, that is for sure. That is for frickin' sure. But they're obviously going to play Secret Keeper. That is fine. That is fine. I can tolerate that. I think once I drop Blood Moon, I think my evil plans will be complete. Yay. Okay. Ready. Yay, trophy time. Okay, post-league wrap-up. So, um, yeah, so we got the 5-0. Um, yeah, and I think that this deck definitely showed some potential. Um, yeah, I mean, if my notes serve me correct, Jun Saga-Van, I think that you know, this stuff definitely can compete with the other mid-range decks. Mono Green Tron, definitely where all the wildfire type effects definitely help. Boros Stoneblade. Um, yeah, it's kind of nice that we're not all in as much with moon effects, so we're better against decks that are somewhat resilient to Blood Moon. Dimir Mill. Definitely the moon effects are somewhat missed, so there's definitely we got a little lucky there. Not gonna lie, but hey, still we'll take it. Um, Crabvine. Oh man, one thing about Crabvine is they really don't play many basics, so it is kind of cool that we can really kind of cut them off with the wildfire type effects, and they're also somewhat kind of vulnerable to Blood Moon too on top of that. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. Just I think I think even though I've kind of evolved the deck since this recording, um, I think you can't really go wrong even with this build, to be honest. I mean, this still has all the key components that I like. I don't even think I think my most recent version doesn't even have Ragavan in it, because Ragavan's just kind of not as necessary when we have Cleansing Wildfire on 2 mana. One of the things that I really feel like is necessary about Ragavan is being able to drop Blood Moon on turn 2, particularly against like Urza Saga. But if you have access to Cleansing Wildfire, I just feel like it opens up the ability to not play Ragavan. There's a lot of advantages that you get for not playing Ragavan, particularly because it just allows you to out midrange a lot of other midrange decks, because you don't have to play this stinky 1 toughness creature that always eats a removal spell, sometimes at card disadvantage, like if it eats a Liliana downtick or something. Either way, no matter what it is, or a Ren and 6 downtick. But either way, I think this is pretty good. And I think you'd all be pleased to know that in my most recent iteration, I think this morphed into kind of a budget deck, simply because it doesn't rely on Ragavan. But I mean, whether you're playing Ragavan or not, the deck definitely has chops, and it's blast as held as heck. Excuse the YouTube algorithm or whatever. Yeah, it's just fun as heck to play. Let's put it that way. So, all right, everybody, I hope you all enjoyed. Take care, and until next time. And I'm gonna try my best not to upload like 2 old leagues in a row, but sometimes I do have to kind of go new league, old league, whatever. I'm not sure where this is gonna go, but I've just kind of uploaded three new leagues, 2 of which are post Luris ban, thankfully, but a little bit from before. And this one though is unfortunately the only one that's pre Luris ban. But otherwise, take care.